If I showed you all my flaws, would you still love me? Told you all my deepest thoughts, would you still trust me? If you could see inside my heart, would you think I'm ugly? Would you not judge me? Could you not judge me? If I showed you all my flaws, would you still love me? Told you all my deepest thoughts, would you still trust me? If you could see inside my heart, would you think I'm ugly? Would you not judge me? Could you not judge me? Would you still love me if I showed you all my flaws? If I showed you all my scratches, showed you all my scars, would you believe me if I told you I survived some wars? And I got many demons tearing at me with their claws. If I told you about all the times I broke the law. If I told you all the drugs I put in my cigar. If I told you all the dope I stuffed up in my drawers, would you still wanna talk or would there be an awkward pause? If I told you how I partied hard for Mardi Gras. If I told you about her in the menage a trois. If I told you all the things I did in the dark, would I be too real? Would I be too raw? Would you respect me if I told you that I was lost? Or if I told you all the wicked visions that I saw? I ain't looking for no sympathy and no applause, but I am truly sorry for the sorrow I have caused. If I showed you all my flaws, would you still love me? Told you all my deepest thoughts, would you still trust me? If you could see.
Welcome to another episode of A Mile in My Shoes, where we ask the question, how can we say we know someone if we've never heard their story? What up, family? I see y'all out there already, man. Tonight, we got a very special guest, one of my brothers, been my brothers for years, still going strong. He's still in the faith. He's still rocking out with that music coming straight from the soul. One of God's chosen, one of God's army. My brother, none other is than Deuce Trey. A lot of y'all may not know him, a lot of y'all may do, but tonight we're gonna slow the tape down and get a little background story of where he comes from, when was this gift planted into him with the music, some of the things that he faced in his life, and where he is now on his mission with God. So without any further ado, y'all drop some hearts for my brother, Deuce Trey. What's going on?
What's up, bro?
Hey.
Appreciate that intro. I like that.
Hey, it's all real and it's all true, man.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, been A1 since day one. I remember us outside talking at the Progressive Baptist Church way back in the Gap, man. We didn't have some very real talks, Trey.
Oh, yeah, bro.
So, for those who don't know you, Trey, I want us to clear the whole slate. You've been around for years making that fire music for the Lord, but I want to take it way back and get some of this background story before you even got into the music. What brought you to the music? Where do you get your inspiration for your style? Hey, I'm from Texas. So
really?
I hear a lot. I hear a lot of that Texas style in the music.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you grew up in the era we did, I mean, these days the kids they kind of went more to the Baton Rouge style and all that. But if you came up in the era we did in school, like the Screwed Up Click, Swisher House, the whole Houston movement was big. And I'm talking about before they hit national. I'm talking about the underground.
Yeah, that's
all we jam. That's all we listen to. And I didn't forget about it. Some people just forgot that chopped and screwed and all that culture. They forgot it existed. But me, I still rep it. I still love it. I still jam it. I'm a lot of people think I live in Texas. They think I'm part of it, which I feel like I'm best of both worlds because I still rep Louisiana. I still do the Louisiana thing, but I feel like I'm half and half with it because that's how I was raised. I jam the Baton Rouge, the New Orleans music, all that too. But I can't lie. The Texas was a big part of what everybody in Lafayette was listening to at the time. I mean, Laugh Tex Records. Everybody. Anybody that was doing music 20 years ago. Y'all was trying to feature people from Texas. Y'all was doing music with Texas. That's all that they was coming out here doing shows. They were selling CDs on the streets, at the gas stations, in the malls. We were a big part of Texas music blowing up. Like we helped a lot of them blow up. And same thing now, Lafayette is a big part of why helping Baton Rouge artists blow up. We that's the one thing about our music, man. it's like we blow up everybody else, but we can't really blow up, you know, the 337 like we should.
Oh, we gonna get into all that, man.
Yeah. I'm not trying to jump. I'm not trying to jump the gun, but yeah.
So take us back, Trey. Where did it all start? Where you from? Tell us the background story, man.
All right, born and raised in Lafayette, Louisiana. You know, I gotta rep the flats all day. You know, Lafayette. I mean, UMC, born in UMC, 1984. You know, grew up young parents. You know, my mama had me when she was 16, so that had a lot to do with, I think, my music background and the influence, because I had young parents, like they was listening to rap too. You know, they grew up. They grew up at the same time as me. I watched them grow up while I was growing up. So any rap tape came out, my mama was buying it first, you know. And if it was something she didn't jam, all I had to do was ask, and she was gonna buy it for me. So there was no such thing as, oh, it's got a parental advisory sticker, you can't listen to it. Like she was young, man, so we was jamming whatever. Like, so that had a lot to do with it. I was listening to rap since day one.
Yeah.
And by the age of like 8 years old, I was, you know, I had a keyboard, I had the tapes and the microphones, and I was doing 4 albums on cassette tapes back then, you know.
You started that young with the music?
Yeah. Real talk. Like, when friends came to my house, they knew, like, oh, Shay's gonna be making music. Like, yeah, I did everything else that kids do, but when we go inside, I'm turning on the microphone, or I'm turning on the tape player or the keyboard, or I'm showing them my newest song, you know. And yeah, that's how it really started. Like, I didn't just wake up at the age of 21 and say I want to be a rapper. Like, I was a rapper before I even knew anybody that rapped or anybody that did music. I didn't know one person. I was that young, you know. Who I'm gonna know at 8 years old that's doing music? You know, I was too young to even know anybody else.
So where that love of music came from, though? Like, who? Somebody in your family did?
No, bro. Like, I don't know. I don't know nobody in my family that's into music like that, bro. It's just in me. I don't know why, bro. And like, I posted a picture for Mother's Day. I don't know if you've seen it, but we used to go to New Orleans. My aunt lived in New Orleans back right when I was born, like early years. So we was at all the parades back then, all the Mardi Gras, St. Patrick's Day parades. Yeah. We was out there. I seen anything that you could see. You know, anything that Bourbon Street had, I seen it. You know, I was out there. I seen all that. I might have ran into the Hot Boys or something and didn't even know it was them. Like, right. I remember going to New Orleans back 3-4 years old and seeing them with the cardboard boxes on the corner, breakdancing, spinning on their heads, seeing all that. So that probably had something to do with it. But I posted a picture when I was 4 years old, and I always had this memory of me playing the drum. We were at a bar on Bourbon Street. Now my mama's got to be like 20 years old, so she ain't even old enough to drink. But we in there, and they had like 2 bands in the bar. They had a band right here and a band right here, and they play. I don't know if you know that song. Just take those old records off the shelf. Yeah. So back then I knew that song already. That was like a jam. I like that song. So I don't know. At one point they just said, like, does anybody want to play the drums? You know, they had one band already playing. They said, does anybody want to play the drums? And I don't know what I told my mama, because I was always kind of shy, but I must have been cool with it. She goes, my little boy does. And I went, you know, play the drums for the other band, and they played the song, and I'm playing along the whole time, you know. And I always had that memory. Bro. And then about almost 10 years ago, my grandpa died, and we were going through pictures, and I found a photo album of that night, bro, of me. And I remember my mama had ordered me a cherry Coke, and the picture had us sitting at the table with my cherry Coke, everything. And I'm like, wow, bro, like I always had that memory, because my mom and them called my grandma at 3 a.m. Yeah. Guess what Shay just did? He was playing the drums on Bourbon Street. And I always had that memory. Didn't know there was a Polaroid picture of that exact scene, you know. So that's kind of cool. I love that picture because I always had that memory, and that's one of my first memories in life. And there's a real picture proving it, that I ain't just making this up and saying, oh yeah, I was doing this and nobody believed me, you know. Like it doesn't show me playing the drums, but I promise you, you can ask my mom, ask my aunt. Yeah. They called my grandma. My grandma still remembers when they called her.
So music always was a passion for you.
Yeah, it just always. And I don't know why I can't say this person did this or it was hereditary or nothing. I feel like
that. It's usually somebody got the music
I always just
started.
I always said, bro, like, I guess that's the one talent God just put in my hand. But then I started over the years, you know, graphic design came about, and I started realizing, like, I need to stop saying that, because he really did put more gifts in me than I realized. Which, even with the graphic design thing, I never really tried to pursue that or thought I could do that. And I done made thousands of dollars, you know, supporting my family from that. And I never even thought that was a gift of mine or seen that as a career path or anything.
Yeah.
So it's crazy what God can do if you just let him take the wheel, you know.
So tell me this, Trey.
Yeah.
I know you're a gospel rapper. Was it always gospel? Or
Oh,
did
no.
you phase
Oh,
of
no. Oh, no, definitely not. I mean, when I was a kid, I didn't even really have all the life experiences. So as a kid, I was doing more like parody rap and like clowning rap, like, you know, like saying funny stuff. Like, I always was able to put rhyme, like 3-syllable rhyme scheme from day one. I remember always being able to do that. Like, I never was just a cat in the hat type rapper. Like, I always was technical about it, but I didn't have life experiences to make deep songs or this and that. So I would make, like, I listen to Weird Al Yankovic or different Adam Sandler, different people that did like comedy rap.
Way back.
Yeah, they did like comedy stuff. So I would do that. Like, and my stepbrother would steal my tapes and be riding to school, jamming I'd be looking for my tapes. He's jamming them, going to work, like, or going to school. So, like, I always had people that always, like, when they would hear it, they'd always be like, man, like, that sounds good. Like, you know, even back then. But yeah, so I started out, you know, doing it like that. Then as I became a teenager, started living a little bit, then I was rapping about what I was listening to, what I was hearing, rapping about what I was doing, you know, sex, drugs, the whole whatever, stealing, all those type of things.
Yeah.
And I started just, you know, kind of doing like gangster rap, thug rap, you know, street rap. And then you know, I got saved at 19, and that's when I was like, I can't rap like that no more. When I first realized, cause see, I'm gonna back it up. I never was, being that young, you know, like growing up the way we did, it was a worldly household. And, you know, like, throughout my life, I would go to church here and there, but we was never made to go to church. But anytime somebody, you know, said, hey, you want to come to church? I was always willing. And I always did get a feeling like I was refreshed after, or like, you know, I felt cleansed, or like I felt God's presence, you know, and I liked that feeling. But I was never taught like really how important it was, or having a relationship with God. Like, I wish I could have went my childhood knowing I could have a relationship with God. Like, I went through so much things. Like, anytime I was, you know, going through any type of pain or depression or anything, stress, whatever, like, I didn't know, like, hey, I can call on God or I can pray about this. Like, I just had to, you know, take it on the chin, like, thug it out. Like, you know, I didn't know.
Just had to figure it out.
Yeah, like, I didn't know God was there for me or with me. So you know, like, I wish I knew that, but I didn't. And like, you know, all I knew is like, you better believe in God or you're gonna go to hell. But it was never like, you need to not do this. Like, drinking was a normal thing in my family. Like, it was always like, it was never saying like nothing's wrong with drinking. It was just, you're not old enough yet to drink. You know what I mean? Like, you're not old enough yet to party. But they never said like, hey, this partying could lead to this, that, and the third. But that's why when I became a teenager and I started wilding and they wanted me to chill, but it's like, y'all showed me an example of this is how to have fun. So this is what I'm trying to do, have fun.
Yeah.
And, you know,
what was that turning point where it was more than just I'm just going, it's refreshing, to where it's like, nah, it's something that I'm hungry for, that I want to know myself. Like, when you said 19, you got saved. What caused that?
Okay, well, going in and out of jail, committing crime. I started skipping school and stealing and stuff at like 11 years old. Yeah. So that's when I really took a turning point to just, you know, being bad. Like, before that, they probably thought I was an angel. And even then, they didn't know about what I was doing. My mama didn't see signs until like high school. But man, I told her the other day, I was like, man, I was stealing and skipping school at 11, like every day. Like, you know, like, this was like you know, like all the time, like not every day, but like pretty much it was part of my routine, you know, like, you know, and back then when you would skip school, it ain't like now. They'll call you your cell phone if your kid's late or tardy. Back then, like, they would just call your house and they call on the call ID of the answer machine. Well, if my mama's at work, I'm deleting the call ID, I'm deleting the answer machine, and that's it. She don't know nothing.
Right. It's a different world now. You get a text and a call soon as that bell ring.
Exactly.
Oh, now.
So that's what I told her. I was like, all we had to do was delete that off the call ID, and you never knew nothing. You know, you getting off of work, and we already supposed to be home from school, so you don't know that we didn't go that whole day or whatever.
Yeah.
But so yeah, just being into drugs and going to jail. You know, I wasn't in jail a lot, but you know, doing wrong things, I was getting caught up here and there for stupid stuff, and just the depression of just not, because you want to get high all day, you want to party with your friends all the time, you want to go out and do all the wrong things. Things are starting to not go right, you know. And I remember one day I said something to God. I said some type of prayer like, "Show me if you're real" or something.
Yeah.
And then like around that same week, me and some friends was on ecstasy, and we was rolling, you know, and we went outside in the backyard of my homegirl's house, and one of my boys who had previously got saved when he was a teenager, but ended up backsliding. But he knew what it was like to be saved and have an encounter with God. So we started getting on the subject, and like we already on ecstasy, so we feeling like good. And then God come, and then we talking about God, so we just on a whole nother planet right now.
Yeah.
So I'm really feeling like all the stuff he's telling me, like I'm really like hearing it for the first time. Like, no, I never really was preached to or even told anything. So it's really opening my eyes. But yeah, I'm lost at this time. We on drugs, but it's planting a seed, believe it or not. Like, y'all be surprised, but people can still witness when they on drugs and on alcohol, bro. I done seen it. But
talk about
I'm not saying that's what you should do, but I'm just saying God uses people,
anybody,
in a lot of situations, in some weird situations. Like people can be on crack probably preaching to each other. I mean, you know,
that's real though.
I ain't saying do it, but I'm just saying.
No, we get, if y'all feel what he's saying, I feel what he's saying, man.
Yeah. But anyway,
he'll send anybody.
So right after that, I think the next weekend, me and my friend, we had drank from like 12 noon to 12 midnight that day. And so we were lit like bad. And we ended up going pick up like a half pound of weed or something from somebody. We had split it. Like I was getting a QP for me and he was getting a QP for him. Well, we don't normally ride dirty and sloppy like that, but we've been drinking for 12 hours straight.
Yeah.
So we shouldn't even been doing nothing like that, but we was tripping. So we ride, and then we see some girls that we used to deal with at the gas station, and we ended up getting in a little argument with them. And she said she didn't do it, but we still think to this day, I don't know, I forgot why, but we think she called the law on us. I don't know if that's what happened, but anyway, the cops ended up coming behind us. So my boy swerves a bunch of different blocks. We throw the weed out. We thinking everything, you know, we know they can't get us for that, but when they pull us over, that's what they're saying. Where's the weed? I seen you. They said they seen me reach under my seat or something like that.
Yeah.
But they couldn't find none on us because we had threw it out. But they ended up taking us to jail anyway on that charge. Well, and the crazy thing is there's beer bottles all over the car. We've been drinking for 12 hours. He didn't even get a DWI. They didn't even say nothing about the beer. They was worried that much about the weed. Yeah. But when we went in there for the weed, what happened was I ended up getting by myself at one point, and I ended up saying a prayer again. Now this, like I said, I had just said a prayer like a week before that by myself. I said a prayer again. I think it was something about like, Lord, show me if you're real or something like that. Right after I said that prayer, a dude walks up to me, man, and he said, I think he was doing life too, but he comes up to me and he said, we about to have a Bible study in the cell, bro. You want to come? And I was like, wow, like that's crazy, because I was just, you know, I'm just coming off of a prayer, but it wasn't like an obvious prayer where I'm doing this and doing all that. Like I was kind of just in my head with it, you know, because I'm in a pod. They got people all around me, so I'm not making nothing obvious. I just said it in my head. So I don't think he's seen me praying. I think it was really just like God, like connecting some dots. So we ended up going in there and had a little Bible study and with a few people. And when we joined hands and prayed, I remember like how they say, like how the Bible says, when two or more are gathered, you know, he's right there in the midst. And like right when we came out of that prayer, like I remember just being around everybody, like dope fiends and everybody in the pod, like, and just feeling like I'm floating, bro. Like really feeling like I'm on ecstasy, and like just a whole nother feel. Like my eyes was just open. I looked at my boy, bro. I said, bro, I'm not living like this no more. Like I'm not rapping like I'm not rapping like I've been rapping. I'm not living like and like people was coming up to me and they was in there. They were saying like, oh, I done did that too. Like while I was in jail, but like, you know, I didn't stick with it. You ain't gonna stick. And I'm like, no, y'all don't understand. Like I never heard this before. Like this ain't like, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like I never heard it. It's not just a phase. Like this is real. Like something really was bust my head. Like it had to open my eyes, bro. Like, and like real talk, bro. When I got out, bro, like I went a couple blocks to the nearest church, bro, got baptized, was in there, and kept going from there. But that's really how it started. That's where my eyes opened, bro.
Yeah.
You know, it took 19 years, bro. But when it happened, it was real, bro. It was like a whole new world, bro. Like a whole nother side of life I never knew existed, bro. You know.
Now tell me this: did you see a different passion for the music after that? Just as far as going from just
really, bro. My first album, bro. It was really weird because I guess I felt like I would keep in mind I'm young, but I didn't realize I could keep my same style. Like, so I feel like I kind of, not to say whack, but I really didn't know what I was trying to change my style at the same time. Instead of just keep my style, but change my message. Yeah. I was trying to change style. I was trying to figure it out. Like, and you know, at the time I'm downloading the Christian rap that they had at the time, because I'm not listening to no secular music. I threw everything in the trash. I had CD. Bro, I was the music man, bro. I used to be I used to be a bootlegger and everything. So I had books of all kind of music, and I just filled my grandma's dumpster up with DVDs and music and all that. Like I had everything, and I threw it all away, bro. And I'm downloading on like LimeWire or Bear Share, one of them things. Yeah, so I'm downloading the little bit of Christian rap I can find, bro, and it really ain't that much at the time, and a lot of it's dated. Like some of it might be from the early 90s. You know, Gospel Gangsters. I liked them at the time because they was more street and they was more like what I could relate to. Yeah. They had New Wine and Raz, which Raz is still doing it. Wino. I like them. They were from Houston and they kept, you know, had a Houston style. But before I could really find them, this is before Lecrae came out and all that, bro. Like I remember when Lecrae first hit the scene. That was like in 05. I'm talking about this is 04 right now. We talking about. So there really wasn't much Christian rap at all, bro. And so I guess I'm going off of that and trying to do my thing. And then I'm trying to learn, you know, I'm reading the word, learning the word. So my first project was kind of, I don't know. But once I realized that I could really just keep my same style, that's whenever, you know, I feel like it, you know, I kind of became who I am.
Look, Bree said, we got a comment from a mom. She said, God will meet you where you are. God wants a relationship with us. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Breezy said, I remember New Wine in them.
Yes, sir.
Now tell me, you know I know the twins. How did that relationship?
Okay. I'm glad you asked that. So
how did that happen?
So well, I just want to say rest in peace. I don't know if y'all can see this, but I got my boy Ronnie Pilcher on my neck, man. He passed away about 6 months ago on a tragic freak accident situation, left behind his wife and his 2-year-old daughter at the time. And when I gave my life to God, like we were young at this time and we knew a lot of people. You know, we ran with cliques, we ran deep at the time. You know, back then when you in your early 20s and teens, you roll deep. You know, you got everybody from school with you. So we partied with all these people. So we had the same hunger. Cause see, my other boy that was in jail with me, he ended up following suit with me. So when we get out, bro, and we going to church, like we're calling everybody, like everybody we used to party with, you know, and chill with, like, hey, we not doing that, but look, we'll pick you up Sunday. Like we'd fill up the first 2 and 3 rows every Sunday at church, and like we'll go pick y'all up, whatever y'all want. And then we was going to look Bible study on Monday, this service on Tuesday, this one on Wednesday in the morning, this one on Wednesday in the evening. Like every day we knew where every fire Bible study was, even home Bible studies, church service, we knew where everything was, men's meetings, bro. Every day of the week we was hitting them, bro. And my other boy, Ronnie Pilcher, man, he ended up a few months later, I got him on board because me and him came up since doing drugs together, partying, best friends. And, we went to Como and all that. And so it ends up, I don't know if y'all remember, they had I think Breezy might have been part of it, but they had I know Corey and Arlen, a lot of them knew about it, but they had like on K-Love or KJN, they had a dude named Pastor Dunn who had like Pastor Paul Dunn who had like a Christian talent search thing it was all over the radio at the time. And this is when we started making beats back, me and Ronnie, whenever he got saved and was coming to all them services with me, we got Fruity Loops. We started making beats. And he was the type like, I would always come up with like good ideas and good basis to beats, but I never really knew how to make them full. Like once I come up with the main idea of the beat, I didn't really know how to go from there. Like, but he would take my beat and add more instruments and make the beat go from this to that and, change from the hook. And like, he just knew how to, he was a real creative person where he was an artist. He could draw, if he drew a picture of you, it looked like a black and white copy of you. Like it would look exact. Like he was the best artist I ever heard of, bro. Like when he was in jail, bro, he was doing portraits for people for like $300-$400 a commissary, or they got people all over that got like their family portraits in their home that he drew. Like he was cold with it. Wow. But so he was real creative, and he would like take my beats and just turn them into masterpieces. So me and him had started working on a project, and like this is when I realized, I could use my same style. So the music was starting to get good. Like, and we had a song called Spiritual Warriors, man. And when we did the talent search, we went over there and like everybody loved the song that we did, that Spiritual Warriors song, so much so that he told us like, y'all come back next Sunday. Like we doing this again, and I want y'all to come back. So we went back the next weekend and we did another song called Stormy Weather that I had wrote. And that was a solo song, but I think I just got him to rap the second verse so he could be up there with me and we could hype man, Yeah. And we did that. Well, when we was there that time, Curtis and Curly had came up there, was there, and they did their song Dedication. And they was like us, like when they did their song, bro, like the old ladies in there was like praise dancing to their song and everything. They had it. I was like, man, like we thought we had it crunk, but like they inspired us. But they said the same thing. Like when we, met them at the end of the thing, they were like, man, y'all, this and that. We were like, no, y'all, like they liked us and enjoyed us as much as we did them. So after that, we ended up joining Fort. Like we got them to come to the crib because we both had studios in our crib. We got them to come to the crib and we did like two songs, I think, in one day with them. Yeah. And then, we ended up doing like a EP with them, and we started getting booked, bro. Like youth groups, churches, all kind of like we was getting booked like every weekend to go here, to go there, and like we just became a group. We became Army of One at this time. And it was like we had two other people that was with us, and we bonded, bro. Like we were young, hungry. They'd come over on the weekends, bro. We would worship, praise, write music, bro. Like we didn't at this time, bro. I didn't even have cable, bro. Like if I'm not reading my Bible, like I'm making beats. But on the weekends, while all my friends and everybody's still partying, bro, like I'm in the Bible, bro, underlining scriptures, like learning going through back and forth. And this is what I'm doing, just feeding my spirit 24/7. And they coming over, like I said, we fellowshipping, worshiping, praying. Like we put on the worship music and just worship for hours, bro. Like just get, that's how we live, bro.
It's crazy though to have you up here, because when you look at it now, that Christian rap is a major big thing. Like you got to be a part, just like my wife and Mighty 30 and all those up. Y'all kind of low key had a lot to do with the pioneering of
bro. Like stuff. I know the pioneer. I was there for the pioneer scene in around here.
Hey, because gospel rap ain't always been what it is now.
Bro, 20 years ago when we was doing it, nobody else was doing it, bro. I'm telling you, bro.
No.
And like the wild thing is when I met Arlen in like 2010 or 2011, he was like, bruh, he met the dude James that I said was the dude that me and him got arrested together. And he was like, bruh, he gave me y'all CD. He brings me to his car. He pulls out the Army in One CD. So like he had knew about us back then. And like, and Big Five, we did things with Big Five back then. Like,
Big Five, look.
Yeah, like Big Five's a pioneer in the game. I remember he knows that's how we know each other from back then. Like,
if you've been doing it almost 20 years.
Yeah, it'll be 20 years next year.
Yeah, that's because, like I said, gospel rap wasn't popping like that back then.
No,
even though it was popping, but it ain't what it was today. That's
not at all, man.
Look, y'all was part of the ones that started all that.
Yeah, bro.
On the real.
Yeah, like humbly speaking, we was. I was there. I witnessed it. I take myself out of the equation. I seen everything else. Like even if you don't put me in it, I seen what it was. But yeah, I was there. You know, y'all might have not heard of me, but I was there. You know, this is before MySpace and before everything. You know, like the internet wasn't that either. So if you didn't see us out on the streets, you probably didn't hear about us. If you wasn't where we was at or saw us at an event, like you probably didn't know. But we touched a lot of people. Like, you know, back then, them CDs was getting out there, man.
Yeah, look, honestly though, that's when you really had to get it because it wasn't social media. You was actually handing them CDs to somebody. Yeah, it wasn't clicking the button. You was going up to somebody and talk to them.
Right.
Total different.
That was a witness tool, man. That was our witness tool. Like we was all about street ministry and doing it on the streets, and you know that's who we focus on, bro. We wasn't trying to be in them four walls. We wasn't trying to do it the way everybody else did it. We going out on the street. We going out where everybody's partying, and we representing God. Like, you know, we represent Jesus and showing them that. You know, we going out where nobody else wanted to go. You know. Because that's where we felt comfortable. Because we know everybody, you know.
I got a question for you now. So, being a part of that group that was really, really head first, especially when it comes to street ministry. Let's talk about street ministry for a little bit. What are some of the things that you learned when you were doing street ministry that you can give that'll help in this time? Like, because that's something that they say that's missing a lot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember seeing it a lot back then more than now it seemed, or maybe because I was out there more. I don't know, but I remember, you know, I don't know.
What's something that you could, in this day and age, you know, it's a different age. How could we get that street ministry back like it was back then? With this generation? That's a tough one, man.
Yeah, I know. I never really thought about it like that, man.
Because that's what it was back then. You had to be in somebody's face and actually talking one-on-one. What could we do in this age?
I don't know.
Everything is behind a screen. Yeah,
everything's behind a screen, and it's like so much resistance. It seems like more resistance is out there because with the internet, there's a lot of, you know, people pumping that this ain't real and this ain't the right religion and you should believe this. And so I feel like it used to be like almost like Christianity or worldly, but now it's like this. So it's like they might say like, well, I don't subscribe to that, but I, you know, subscribe to this. So it's like I feel like it's more than just black and white now. Like it's a million different religions. People are subscribing to astrology or this or that. Like it's so many things. Like so, it's I don't know. I wish I knew some good advice. I mean, all I can say is if God's leading you to do it, get out there and do it. I mean, put your boots to the ground and do it, you know? I mean,
you know what I do want to do more of though?
Yeah.
Getting back to having them concerts outside with all the people, man.
Yeah.
We got to do stuff that gets the people there, man.
Yeah, even 10 years ago, like when I started rocking with you and Arlen and all them, like there was events all the time, but
all the time,
you know, like people don't really support, so it's kind of discouraging. Like, do I spend all this time and money and effort, and then the only people that show up is the artists themselves or the ministers themselves? I mean, that's you know, even with me, I kind of got burned out with it because it's like, man, I love y'all, but every time we do an event, it's just y'all. Like we need the soul. If not, we might as well just hit the block. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Why put out this flyer and do all this event and it's just the artists, you know, the ministers. That's kind of discouraging. And it's like that with not just, you know, gospel music or anything like that. It's like that with any kind of music around here, from what I heard. Like that's why you barely see any shows come to Lafayette, because it's just they don't fill the seats for some reason.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. I definitely.
So that's why I really don't do album release parties and all that. It's like, for what, man? Like, I mean, you know, I'd have to go viral or something to do it, and I'm not really into all that kind of stuff, you know.
Yeah, this day and age is pretty much you got to blow up before they actually be like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, like they want to see you having millions of views on this and that before they'll come out and support you. And I'm like, I like to be behind the scene, like, you know, like music. That's another thing. Like we talk about how like music is meant to minister and this and that, but nobody really talks about how it's therapeutic. Yeah. Like, you know, like for me, like not all my songs is meant to just minister or just quote scripture. Like music is very therapeutic to me. Like I could be depressed or sad or whatever, like in a bad mood, and I could put a song on it, it'll flip my whole mood. Like, yeah, like if I didn't have music, I don't know, like I feel bad for people that are like real depressed and this and that, and they're not in the music like me, because that's probably why y'all are suicidal or y'all going to all these therapists and this and that and nothing's working, because y'all are not into music. But me, music will fix me, bro. Or if not listening to something, that's how I close the chapter on a lot of stuff. Like I'll write a song about something and close it, and it'll be off my chest. So it's real therapeutic. Like some of my songs I might write just to get it off of me, and like it ends up ministering to people, and they'll tell me like, oh man, that touched me or this and that. But when I wrote it, it was really, you know, because you know you got them pain songs too.
I know about it. Hey, all on here, I guarantee you they know what you're talking about.
Yeah, them pain songs, man. And I try, when I do them kind of songs, I try to always put God in it and always end it on a positive note if I can, because I don't want nobody to get depressed listening to it. But them type of songs are therapeutic, man. Yeah. Even if they sound depressing, bro, they still help, man. You know what I mean?
But I feel where you're coming from is like, I always say that sometimes people not always looking for a way out. Having somebody that actually relates does a lot too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you hear somebody relating to what you're going through, that's a lot of help. Exactly. It's not always just, hey, fix this. It's nah. I feel where you're coming from.
Exactly. So I've been doing a lot of music. I've been doing a lot of songs like that too, because I'm like, man, that's part of who I am too. Like I can't just do every song positive and act like everything's always together. Like I got to do them songs that letting you know, like, you know, some heartfelt stuff some stuff that's real, you know.
Yeah. See, but I also too, I feel like that when it comes to sharing testimony and sharing the gospel, we only give the good parts. And that ain't real.
I went through phases where I did that for a long time. Like, you know, even Lecrae on his first albums, like we make these albums where it's like we just super Christians on every song. We just do Bible toting, Holy Roller, got it all together type anthems. But it's like, man, there's more to it than that, man. Even if we do a lot of testimonial songs where we talk about what we used to do, but it's more than just those two things. Like, you know, there's a lot of, I mean, we're not just one-dimensional people. Like, even if we try to put on that front, like there's, you know, we're more than just what you might see when we walk up on Sunday mornings in church and shake your hand. Like, there's a lot to us. So I try to give all that, man. And shoot, I probably wrote thousands of songs. Some of them don't even never seen the light of day. I might have wrote some of my best songs and I never went record them or just threw them away or lost the notebook or the phone they was in. So like barely, I write songs every day, but only certain ones even make it to the finish line, you know?
Now, we about to go into this song. I want you to kind of explain to the people what is it, what it's about, where were you when you wrote this? It's called Judge Me. Give us a little bit about that, man. Judge Me.
I mean, I can't really say I have this deep situation that brought it along, but it's just, it was one of them songs that are, when I heard the beat, like certain songs, right when the beat comes on, it's like they'll write themselves. Like I feel like it's a song that already was written. I feel like I heard it before, or somebody else already wrote it. I don't know. And that's how a lot of my songs are. Like the ones that people really like, I didn't sit there like coming up with a word and scratching it out and coming up with a line or a bar. Like those just flow like water. And so I've freestyled certain songs. Like a lot of my music in the last 10 years.
Yeah,
like I'm writing them. I'm either in my work truck or driving to and from work or on break, and I'm coming up with these songs. And a lot of times I'll be listening to a beat in the work truck, and I'll just start freestyling to the beat, and I'll grab my phone and record the freestyle.
Yeah,
and then be like, man, that's straight like it. And it'll sound like something that I took a long time writing, but it just came out like that. Like
every person that do music on here, they feeling what you said, man.
Yeah, I mean,
I know exactly what you're talking to the T, man.
Like if it don't come out like water, I won't even mess with it. Like the only songs I do is when they come quick. Like if they take forever, like I'm turning it off, coming back to it. Like I don't take forever to make songs, or write songs. I want them to flow, bro.
Look, Leah gave you a shout out, Deuce.
Oh, okay. 100. Yeah.
Look, we about to go into the song. Let's get it.
Inside my heart, would you think I'm ugly? If I showed you all my flaws, would you still love me? Told you all my deepest thoughts, would you still trust me? If you could see inside my heart, would you think I'm ugly? Would you not judge me? Could you not judge me? If I showed you all my flaws, would you still love me? Told you all my deepest thoughts, would you still trust me? If you could see inside my heart, would you think I'm ugly? Would you not judge me? Could you not judge me? Would you still love me if I showed you all my flaws? If I showed you all my scratches, showed you all my scars, would you believe me if I told you I survived some wars? And I got many demons tearing at me with their claws. If I told you about all the times I broke the law. If I told you all the drugs I put in my cigar. If I told you all the dope I stuffed up in my drawers, would you still wanna talk or would there be an awkward pause? If I told you how I partied hard for Mardi Gras. If I told you about her in the menage a trois. If I told you all the things I did in the dark, would I be too real? Would I be too raw? Would you respect me if I told you that I was lost? Or if I told you all the wicked visions that I saw? I ain't looking for no sympathy and no applause, but I am truly sorry for the sorrow I have caused. If I showed you all my flaws, would you still love me? Told you all my deepest thoughts, would you still trust me? If you could see inside my heart, would you think I'm ugly? Would you not judge me? Could you not judge me? If I showed you all my flaws, would you still love me? Told you all my deepest thoughts, would you still trust me? If you could see inside my heart, would you think I'm ugly? Would you not judge me? Could you not judge me? Would you respect me if I told you I wasn't always strong? Or if I told you that sometimes I feel so alone? What if I told you all the bad seeds that I sown? Would you understand or would you throw stones? Would you forgive me if I admitted that I was wrong for doing many things that I know you don't condone? Do you think that me and you could still get along? What if I told you you're the reason why I wrote this song? If I showed you all my flaws, would you still love me? Told you all my deepest thoughts, would you still trust me? If you could see inside my heart, would you think I'm ugly? Would you not judge me? Could you not judge me? If I showed you all my flaws, would you still love me? Told you all my deepest thoughts, would you still trust me? If you could see inside my heart, would you think I'm ugly? Would you not judge me? Could you not judge me?
Man. Hey, first of all, fire. He say chapter 2, verse 3, tell us how it felt to get the intro from those off. his verses with Bun B. Shout out big brother Josh. He coming soon.
Oh yeah, I gotta give a shout out to Josh, man. The last few projects I couldn't have did it without him, bro. He's been like A&R and executive producing my projects, man. Just whatever I need, he gets it done. And yeah, bro, Dobie D, that's a bucket list thing for me to get an intro from Dobie D. So my last album, Chapter 2, Verse 3, Josh made a call, made it happen, fresh off the verses. You know, fresh off of verses with Bun B, man, that normally would cost a good pretty penny, bro. But look, Josh makes phone calls and it's done. So
look, a pretty penny. Whoo.
Yeah, so but yeah, I didn't have to.
Hey, shout out Dobie D too, man.
Oh yeah, man. Legend.
Look, I got a lot of history with Dobie D. I know him on another side, man. I worked at at Super One for 14 years. So I had the pleasure of seeing him come and shop and getting to chop it up with him off the turntables for. I know a lot of people through that store, man. A lot of people. But big ups to Dobie D. Big ups to Josh. Josh gonna be in the building very soon, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, let's talk about this song though. Bro, we listening to the song and it's saying, if you really knew, would you judge me? Would you trust me? So before we even listen to the song, we got to talk about this. Let me see how I want to formulate this. If people knew the real you, would you be where you at? That's the question I'm asking all of us.
Yeah.
Especially living in the world of social media where we wear these masks, man.
Right.
Would people really, really love us if they knew the real us, man? That's one of them silent questions that I don't even want nobody to answer, man. It just, how close are you to your authentic self? Or are you walking around living a lie and being somebody who you really not? That's what that song said to me, man.
Yeah.
Would they really love you if they knew who you were?
Right.
And you know what that made me also think about? In a positive way, though, I thank God for the people that actually know me and still love me. Shout out to them.
Yeah, real talk. Like the ones that really know all the stuff I said in that song and was there, seeing it, witnessing it, and they still love me, still forgive me. That's the ones I'm still rocking with, because y'all see me at my worst. Y'all, I seen some of them at their worst, and we still rocking. So that's kind of what it was.
When we think about how God does us.
Yeah, especially God. He's seen all that, and he's still loving us. It's like, dang, bro, like, how? I think about that sometimes, like, man, he has to witness some of the stuff we did and was doing, and like he still, like, what he must be saying, like, boy, y'all was wild, huh? like y'all wilding right now, like, yeah,
look, and he's still,
yeah, bro,
yeah. Hey, that's why I said that music, it does way more than we actually know, man. Like just me hearing that one time, that made my mind go all them different places, man.
Yeah, like that's kind of like my juvenile hunt. Like I'm asking questions the whole time. Like that's like my 21 questions. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm at every line is pretty much asking a question, but it really came together like that, man. I ain't gonna say I had too much thought into it, but it was just a different way of telling my testimony, like in question form of kind of giving a short testimony, but in a different way. Because like I said, there's a lot of songs where people are just rapping and they saying, I used to do this or I used to do that. But I'm saying it in a question form, so just doing it in a different way,
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm just, I try to be creative, and try to make each song different and probably is better than the last if I can. So that's just what that was, man.
The name of this last project you just came out with, what's the name on that one?
Yeah, the last one I did was Chapter 2, Verse 3. But the crazy thing is the song you just played, I released that single like 2 months after that album dropped. Because, in this day and age, bro, attention spans get old quick, man. So I dropped the album. I sold them sold some copies, promote it a little bit, but I mean, I'm still in the studio all the time. So when I played that song for people, everybody I played it to was like, man, that song's fire. Where's it at? Where's it at? So I was like, you know what, man? Like, I already had an idea that after I drop this album, I'm dropping singles like throughout the year. I was like, that's just gonna be my first single, you know, coming right now. So I dropped that one. I got another single that I played you a snippet for with Vine Wine that's gonna be coming in a few weeks. And yeah, that is gonna be a nice one too when it's all said and done.
Big brother say forgiving people should be forgiving people.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
That's why, bro, people tell me stuff all the time and they expected me to like judge them or like be shocked. And it's like, man, I done seen everything in the book. If I didn't do it, my friends did or whatever. So like, I don't judge people no matter what they tell me, what they did. Like, it's nothing new to me. Like, I'm like, bro, I done heard it all. I done seen it all. You know, I ain't tripping. Like, we all did stuff, bro. If everybody told all these skeletons, man, we like I said, bro, we probably judge everybody. So I ain't with all that, bro. Like,
look, when you keep it real with yourself on the stuff that you did, it make you have that compassion with people, man. I did too much. Look, I done been forgiven for too much. Look, I didn't struggle with things. Look, still struggle with things at times. Like, nah, man. Yeah. I don't have no place to be going hard on somebody and not having patience for whatever it is they going through. I got a question for you though. This is gonna be my last question, man. When we gonna get a visual though?
Yeah, you right about that, bro. You right about that.
Hey, big brother, I'm calling them out, big brother. Big brother, you heard it here first. When we gonna get a visual?
We were supposed to do something, I think, but then COVID happened, and that we just kind of, man, when COVID happened, bro, it just made me antisocial to where I don't even be out there unless I'm like at work or going somewhere specific, or so I like just doing, like I hadn't really done no, you know, going out and performing or doing any kind of thing like that. So just even I'm the type like I'm a real creative person. So just the act of writing the song and going in the studio and recording, because every song I make, it's like I have it all in my head, how I want to do it from start to finish. I know I'm hands-on with getting the beat made, with you know, how I want the singers to do this. Everything you hear, I pretty much orchestrated it from start to finish on all my projects. Like I know how I want every single thing. So that's how, you know, like that's how it is in my head, and the act of getting it out there and you know, making it a real song, bringing them songs to life, that's all that really excites me as far as music. Like I know I need to make visuals and all that if for the world, I guess, but me, therapeutic or, you know, therapeutic wise, that the act of getting the song, making the song is all I'm really worried about. But you're right, man. Like
the people hear that, Trey.
Visuals need to come, man. But I'm to the point in life, it's like, man, I don't even really want to go viral. I know visuals could make you like go viral and do all that. Like, I'm not really trying to even do all that. I make music for a whole different reason. Like, I make music because it's been in me since I was young to just, I've always done this. Yeah. I'm not trying to really be famous. Or, you know, when I was younger, I was more on some, yeah, like back then I would have, if we could have got videos for $200-$300 like we can now, like 20 years ago, I'd have had a video all the time. But yeah, just now I'm more like a reserve, you know, I'm on some other stuff, man. But I do need to, like I said, me and Josh was going to do a video a couple years ago, and then COVID happened and we shut that. We had a lot of plans for me actually. And then when COVID happened, I just been recording and laying low, bro. But yeah, you're right, bro.
You got a lot. And look, I'm respecting the therapy and everything, but I know God don't ever give us no gift for us.
Yeah. I just don't want to do it the wrong way too, bro. Like I don't want no video where I'm just sitting there rapping the song. Like I gotta have like it all planned out. Like I gotta have like something nice, but especially if it's taking me this long to come out with one, like it can't flop. Like I gotta do it right, bro.
Yeah.
And they want me to go to Houston and do the song I'm about to drop. They want me to go to Houston and do a video. So yeah, man, just pray for me on that, man. I just want it to be right. That's my only thing. Like I don't want to put it out any kind of way.
Yeah.
And I don't want to spend all kind of money and for it not to do nothing either. So
right.
You know, I'm trying to budget my money right when I do something. But you're right though, dog. If I'd have been putting visuals out, I might be in another place right now, you know. But
no, you got some talent. You got a gift.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard you. I've listened to your music. I've seen this. We should have did a visual for that. Don't Want It With Us. Leah said we should have did a visual for Don't Want It With Us.
Hey, yeah, we should have, man. That was back when everybody was rocking, so we could have had like, you know, the whole team in the video. That was back when we was doing, you know, events every weekend, so that would have been a good time. You know, when we knew everybody was gonna pull up and everybody was about that, you know.
Uncle Joe, did you hear What's My Purpose featuring Slim Chance and KR? No. Where's
I'm gonna just send you that one.
This man got music out the wazoo, man.
Oh yeah.
This man got music all over the place.
And then on my secular music, I done trashed all that. Like I got albums and albums from that, bro. Like stuff people still DM me like, hey, you can send me this, and nah, man, I ain't promoting that, and I don't got that.
Right.
But like I got hits from in the world that people love, you know, and you know, I used to sell CDs $20 a piece back in the day. So yeah, man. I done did a lot with music. It's just
life get real.
Yeah.
Life get real.
I done had some cool experiences with it, but I used to never take it serious. It was always just to have fun with, man. I used to have a lot of friends that rap. I mean, we would just do it together. Like we'd all pull up and just make songs, and I'll sell you the CD, but if not, I ain't even tripping. Like we jamming it anyway. So
yeah.
It never was about really being a business to me or none of that. I just like doing it.
Yeah. Look, more of the therapy. So if the people want to get your music, they can go to YouTube and look up Deuce Trey, chapter 2, verse 3. Is there any other sites?
Yeah, they can go anywhere. My music's on all the streaming sites, any digital platform. If you Google Deuce Trey, a lot of stuff will come up.
We got a question. She says, you are a very talented young man. What would you like to accomplish through your music?
Man, that's a good question. I think I would like to get to a place where I have a little bigger fan base that really appreciates my music, that I could just, you know, every time I drop a project, they waiting for it, and they, you know, I got that now, but you know, a little bigger than what it is. But it would really have to be whatever God really wants to do, because I'm content with just, like I said, just getting these ideas out of my head, because I'm so creative, bro. Like every day, if you put on a beat right now, songs will come to my mind. So like sometimes I won't even listen to beats, because I'm like, man, if I do, I'm gonna write a whole nother song, and I'm trying to put this. Yeah, like it's like that. So I got so many ideas always coming to me. I really need to be like a ghostwriter for, like, people tell me that all the time. Like if I could meet like a record label that was putting out some Christian rappers, but they didn't have the gift like I do, like I could be in the background, like just, here's y'all verse, here's y'all hook, this one sing it, this make the beat, you know, like doing it for other people, like, because even sometimes I feel like rapping might not be the only way I could use my gift. Like I've been wanting to do like a children's books and stuff, because I mean, bro, children's books like Cat in the Head, that's simple. Like I could, you know how many of them simple rhyming books I could write and then get somebody to illustrate it and, you know, come with a cool storyline. Like I could, or doing jingles for commercials. Like I'm a songwriter, so I could write a country song if y'all really want me to, like, or any kind. Like I don't have to do just like I'm like
you sitting on a lot of gifts, Trey.
Yeah, I'm a songwriter, bro. I can write anything that rhymes. I never call myself a poet, but I guess I kind of am. But my thing with poems is I don't know how to write nothing and not make it rhyme. I'm so much of a rhymer that I would, like how y'all write poems that don't rhyme. My mind couldn't do that. Like I'd have to rhyme with the line before. I couldn't just write a line and then
rhyme with the line.
Yeah, real talk, bro. Like I'm a poet and ain't know it, I guess, but yeah, like I gotta rhyme. So I don't know how y'all can do it without rhyming. That's why I never got into saying I'm a poet. You know what I'm saying? I know you can rhyme in poems, but I'm just saying I just never, that wasn't never my lane that I pursued. But I do feel like maybe sometimes I need to pursue other avenues, like I said, bro, besides just rap, you know, like, you know.
All right, Trey, before I close us out in prayer, give me your favorite bars that you've ever written. This is something I ever did.
Oh man, I don't even think about it like that. But I mean, I try to put bars in everything. So to say what's my favorite, like I can probably find something in every song I wrote that I like. So, man.
I'm trying to hit you with them questions, man.
Yeah. One bar, I don't know, because sometimes
just give me some bars.
I might be like that whole verse. I like that whole verse, from start to finish. That thing was flawless. I might
give me that, man. Give me some bars that actually that you say you like, man. I want to hear this, man.
I'm just trying to think of something I can remember off the top.
I'm gonna make them get the pad.
That pressure was tight if I can remember how it went. Hashtag don't crack under pressure. Even when life struggles start to stress you. Hold up, you putting me on the spot, though. I don't know if I'm gonna remember, but y'all need to check out that pressure. That pressure I did, a lot of people love that, and I'm ministering in that.
Look, I know it's crucial with your music writing, Trey. You probably got pads everywhere.
Yeah, I got pads in my phone, computer, in my head. A lot of them's in my head, bro. But
when I hear somebody say, "Man, let me see what I can remember," oh, you got music for days.
Oh yeah, man, bro. Since 8 years old doing full projects, man. I mean, come on, man. It don't even. I wish that's one thing, bro, that God will tell me when I die. Like, let me know how many songs I wrote, bro, or even how many I recorded or anything. Like, I would love to know that because I don't even know. But like, it's a lot, bro. Like, something I forgot about.
Out of all the people I know, it's only two of y'all that I know that probably put out that much music. Probably you and Arlen.
Yeah, he's fast with it too. He'll come out with a CD like that. Yeah.
Y'all two probably got the
he got a nice catalog. Yeah, he got a nice catalog. Yeah.
Like I said, I know some people that come out with songs, but y'all. Yeah.
And like I said, for what you think I came out with, I got triple that never even came out, or triple that I don't even promote no more because it said this and said that in it, man. Like I got all them cassettes. I don't have none of them cassettes from back in the day. That'd be funny if I had that, bro. Like, man, I hope God will give me that answer one day, though. Let me know how many songs I wrote. But I ask him all the time, like, what is this really for? Like, what did you give me this for? Like, I don't know why, bro, because it's like I can't stop, man. Like, I can't. Like, I'm going to be one of them people that's, if I live to be 100, I will be making music when I'm 100. Like, it ain't no phase or no thing like, oh, I'm retiring because I'm getting older. Like, I will be doing it my whole entire life, bro. And it don't matter if nobody else jams it, I'm still doing it because, like I said, it's therapeutic for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I gotta do it. I cannot do it, bro.
Yeah.
Look, like
I sometimes I have to think about it. I'm like, man, if I didn't have that music, Trey.
Yeah. Like, it's that serious for me, bro.
I might have went a long time ago without that music, man.
Yeah, like I can't imagine. Like, people that ain't into music, I don't know how they do it, how they even live like that. Like, I have to, Like, so, I got a radio station in my head at all times. Like, yeah.
He said he got a radio station in his mind, man.
Yeah, it's true, bro.
Look, from the bottom of my heart, man, I appreciate you for chopping it up with us for a little while. Deuce,
appreciate you, bro.
Look,
I ain't even really scratched the surface, but that's a little bit about what it is.
Look, we got to get around too, man. And look, I ain't getting off your neck with that music or pushing them gifts out either, man. You got a lot, man.
Yeah,
you got a lot. And look, I'm gonna wait till I get off of here to really get on it. But no, you got a lot, man. You got a lot in you, man. A lot. And look, if like I said, I'm gonna wait till I get off of here to really get into it. But no, look, the body and the world need to hear that, man.
Yeah, bro.
But we gonna chop it up about that. I'm gonna close in prayer.
All right.
My question I got for you: can we get you back for a part 2, man?
Oh yeah, man. I enjoyed it, bro. Like I said, I'm not used to going live. I don't FaceTime or do none of that, bro. I really behind the scene, behind the camera type of dude, but it's cool, bro. Once you got me on, if you talk, one thing about me, bro, if you I might be quiet and shy and not want to say nothing, bro. But if you bring up God or music with me, bro, I'm gonna start running it, bro. That's just how I
Hey,
am.
my brother said he ain't never tried to do nothing like this. He told me when we got on here, he said, man, I don't even use FaceTime, man.
Yeah, bro. If I'm quiet, bro, and you bring up God on music, I'm gonna start running it, bro. That's one thing I noticed about myself, bro. Like other subjects, I don't know, maybe not too much, but if you bring up God on music, I got a lot to say on that. I like talking about, my spirit gets excited talking about that, you know.
Look, we got another question. One more question that says, despite the dominant prejudices about rap music, many rappers do believe in God. How have the love in the Christian community received you in 2023 compared to the earlier days?
The love in the Christian community.
Is it different now than it was back then?
Like I said, with rap, period, there's just millions of, there's thousands of songs coming out every day. Like, I forgot how many songs come out in streaming services every day. That's why, like, me just releasing a song ain't gonna really do nothing, because that's like a drop in the bucket, because so many people are doing the same thing. Like, if I just upload a song, everybody's doing that, and I know this. Yeah. But yeah, like back, like you said, 20 years ago, it was just us. Like, if you wanted to hear Christian rap, you was gonna hear Arlen or Shay or Phase One or Big Five or a few other people. But now there's people everywhere,
Yeah.
Every country, every city, every state, everybody's doing music. Everybody's doing Christian rap. It done exploded. Like, that's a real genre now. Back then it was like not even heard of. Now it's like you'll know 20 people just in one city that's doing it. So it's way different, bro. So you got to do something to stand out, bro. And today I feel like you got to do videos. You got to be seen. You got to want to be viral and want to be in the social media world, which I'm low key. I might post something here and there, but I'm not really just trying to be like the way you doing it right now, hosting and doing that. Like, you more of a, that fits your personality more than mine. I'm more like an introvert that likes to just write and record, but you more of like out there,
And look,
but it's crazy. I heard a lot of I've heard interviews with a lot of artists, even Wo Chi I seen on Mr. Fat got a matter of fact, I got to shout out Mr. Fat, because that's my engineer. So that's who gets my last few projects. That's who's getting me right like that, man. Even the song y'all heard. But on his podcast, he interviewed Wo Chi, and he said same thing. Like, I don't like performing, man. I get nervous. I don't like doing that no more. And it's like, wow, you would never think that Wo Chi, with all his, success and all the time shows he's done and all the things, like, for him to say something like that. But I feel him on that. Like, I don't really be trying to be in front on Front Street like that,
Yeah.
But I can get used to it. I can do it, but it's not really a comfort zone thing. It used to be more when I wanted to, when I was younger, but now I'm like I said, I'm low key, bro, just writing, recording, and chilling.
Yeah. Look, it's a whole different world now, man.
Yeah, like, I feel like them youngsters know how to work all that and know how to, TikTok and all that, but that's just, I feel like I'm old now. I'm the old dude now, man. I'm unk.
Right now, what we going through is the same thing that took place back then when the internet was first coming out. And then how when the internet was first coming out, a whole bunch of people was like, man, I'm not doing it. I'm getting on that. I ain't walking around with none of this. And then it was like a choice to be made. It was like, I ain't messing with that. And then it almost forced us all. Like, we can't even survive without using the internet now. You know what I'm saying? Back then, it's like you had to dial up on the wall. You had...
Yeah, my grandma still
we had the tape recorders. Now you can't even find a CD player in the car no more.
Yeah. Real talk.
Like the world is switching right before our eyes, man.
Yeah, it's the Jetsons. We in the Jetsons world right now.
We thought we'd never see it, but it's here, man.
And I'm not anti none of that. I used to think I was, ahead of into all that. Like, I've always been on social media. I've been on America Online back in the day, MySpace.
Ooh,
but I just
taking it back.
It's just the video thing. I'm not used to the video part of it. Like I say, FaceTime. Like, when people FaceTime me, I'm putting my ear to it. Like, hello. Yeah. Like, I ain't used to that.
Oh man, my dog said I put my
Yeah.
Look, I believe it too, man. I believe it, man. Believe it. But on the real, shout out Big Wasky. I see you in there. Shout out Pop Spriggs. Shout out Mom. I see you in there. Big ups Leah. We appreciate you. Big up Josh. We see you in the building. Showing love as always. Shout out Breezy. We love you too. Donovan Davis. Shout out to you and everything that you do for the communities. Shout out Mom Cassandra. Shout out Shadana in the building. We appreciate y'all showing love and tuning in with us tonight.
Yes,
Look, I pray y'all got something for the night. And I'm going to pray us out. And then we're going to jam the song one more time. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for bringing everybody here. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the opportunity to break bread with my brother. Right now, in the name of Jesus, Lord, I ask that you ignite him like never before. I know he has gifts to change people's lives forever. And Lord, I ask that somebody be blessed by the things that you have in him and for him to share with us. We thank you for his gifts, and we ask that you continue to allow him to bless us through his therapy that he loves so much, Lord. Continue to use him for the body and for your glory. Amen. We about to jam this Judge Me one more time as we go out, man. We love y'all. Have a good night. Part 2 coming soon. I gotta keep my brother on his FaceTime with me, man. I ain't gonna let him go, y'all.
You gotta give me some lessons, bro.
Look, I got you, man.
If I showed you all my flaws, would you still love me? Told you all my deepest thoughts, would you still trust me? If you could see inside my heart, would you think I'm ugly? Would you not judge me? Could you not judge me? If I showed you all my flaws, would you still love me? Told you all my deepest thoughts, would you still trust me? If you could see inside my heart, would you think I'm ugly? Would you not judge me? Could you not judge me? Would you still love me if I showed you all my flaws? If I showed you all my scratches, showed you all my scars, would you believe me if I told you I survived some wars? And I got many demons tearing at me with their claws. If I told you about all the times I broke the law. If I told you all the drugs I put in my cigar. If I told you all the dope I stuffed up in my drawers, would you still wanna talk, or would there be an awkward pause? If I told you how I partied hard for Mardi Gras. If I told you about her in the menage a trois. If I told you all the things I did in the dark, would I be too real? Would I be too raw? Would you respect me if I told you that I was lost? Or if I told you all the wicked visions that I saw? I ain't looking for no sympathy and no applause, but I am truly sorry for the sorrow I have caused. If I showed you all my flaws, would you still love me? Told you all my deepest thoughts, would you still trust me? If you could see inside my heart, would you think I'm ugly? Would you not judge me? Could you not judge me? If I showed you all my flaws, would you still love me? Told you all my deepest thoughts, would you still trust me? If you could see inside my heart, would you think I'm ugly? Would you not judge me? Could you not judge me? Would you respect me if I told you I wasn't always strong?